It would seem that these days it is perfectly normal to come across a story that you don't want to believe. The kind of breaking story that you take in and then you just shake your head and say, this one, it can't be true. Yani, we're being told that it is possible to take some foreigners into the office of a high-ranking government official in Kenya and then con them, engage in a fraudulent deal. And not just any high-ranking government official. We are talking about the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. Now, I'm aware that most of us may not be fully aware of the kind of security arrangements and protocols that one would expect in the office of the second most powerful person in the Republic of Kenya. But don't worry, I'll come to that in a bit. And I will also give you some very shocking information. At least it will be utterly shocking to younger Kenyans who are not around and were not privy to what was happening in Kenya some time back. But first, allow me a few minutes for house cleaning. Or shall I say, to inform Kenyans of another con deal that has been happening. Somebody's trying to do a con deal right inside the office of Chris Kumekucha. I shouldn't be laughing, because it's a very serious issue. But then that's just my character. Somebody has been posting links on my video on this channel concerning the Robert Ouko murder. And the links lead to a video that I only have one word for: fraud. But let me start this story at the beginning. It all started in Club 1999. One of the members informed me that there's a particular very well-researched program that actually debunked most of the theories linked to the murder of the former Foreign Affairs Minister in the 90s. What this good man was actually saying, in polite language, is that that video contradicts my theories. I responded by telling them I don't deal in theories. That in fact, if I dealt with theories, I would not have been in this business, this highly dangerous business, for this long, and survived, without at the very least somebody busting me for the information I'd provided. The guy's response: Kumekucha Chris, don't get my feelings. I only wanted to point you out to this very important set of videos. In fact, these videos, this program, appeared on Citizen TV in Kenya. And again, they posted a link to that video. Now, let me make a confession. Maybe it's true I got my feelings. And not without reason. Because thinking of the trouble I go into, before I put any information anywhere, either on my blog or on this channel, I found that offensive. To call my work theories. I of course give you theories, my theories, on this channel, regularly. But I say very specifically, this is my theory, or this is a theory. Anyway, you can imagine I'm a very busy person, but I took the time to go through this particular program. And within the first few minutes, I noticed the telltale signs of a propaganda piece, a polished video production designed to influence people in a certain direction, designed to rewrite history, designed to adjust the facts. For example, the man knew very well that in Kenya and in most of Africa, what a Mzungu says, a white-skinned person, is gospel truth. You don't even need to check their background. He's white, he's a Mzungu, so he's perfect, he's okay the news is accurate. And no black man can challenge them. Even if they're telling the truth, they cannot challenge a Mzungu. So what they did in this video is that they got a Mzungu to challenge the excellent work of John Troon. Yeah, that was the lead investigator in the Robert Ouko issue. And there were even telltale signs of who may have financed this very expensive video production. Now, let me also give you some information that some of you may not have. It is possible, if you have enough money, to purchase prime time on any leading TV station in Kenya. They're in business. They sell advertising. And they also sell another kind of advertising. The one where you can get your documentary aired when a vast majority of Kenyans are glued to their TV. And I understand, how something like this can very easily fool younger Kenyans who are not there, who do not have so much information about the Robert Ouko assassination. For example, if you told an older Kenyan that most of the witnesses in the Robert Ouko case are still alive, were not killed, did not die in mysterious circumstances, they'll tell you, rubbish, you're lying. Because they were there, when these people vanished into thin air, when these people died under mysterious circumstances, very mysterious, fishy circumstances. But the guys doing this show are very smart. So they put it like this. Out of the over 100 witnesses to the Robert Ouko assassination, a vast majority are still alive, did not die under mysterious circumstances. Now that one is a trick. If 15 key witnesses died under mysterious circumstances, and then you give us a number like 100, of course you're correct. A vast majority of the 100 witnesses are still alive. That is true. But of course, you've conveniently ignored the 15 key witnesses who perished. Guys, let's be careful. Let us not be gullible. Let us fight that thing in our DNA that told our grandfathers that anything which is printed is gospel truth. Allah, unasema nini? Imeandikwa. Hiyo kitu imeandikwa. Nimeona hiyo document. Iko typed. And of course the equivalent today is, I saw it on TV. It is on NTV, KTN, Citizen TV, prime time. Iko hapo niliona. Hiyo kitu ni ukweli. Anyway, I was also a bit surprised that after all these years, there are some people so determined to mislead Kenyans, even taking the time to post multiple links, very many links on a single video on this channel, leading up to that fake documentary. I think the best case scenario would have been me taking in this story, and saying, yenyewe, that's true. That what that Mzungu is saying sounds true. After all, it's a Mzungu. And of course, never forget, the best way of telling a lie is to mix it with the truth. And the more truths you mix with this lie, the more successful you'll be in fooling, conning people. Like the case I want now to move back to, right inside the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya's office, official office. But if you want to know the truth, if you want to really get the inside story, because the Robert Ouko assassination was complex. First of all, where the motive is concerned, it was a very complex motive. Those who have taken in my very sensitive ebook, the President's Lovers, have a good idea. Apart from this story being quite a story, quite a movie, the positive feedback I'm getting back proves that people's eyes have been opened. And that makes me very happy, because that's what I'm all about. Helping people to see so that tomorrow we have a better Kenya. Now, of course, that offer is supposed to have ended, but my email has been absolutely flooded with pleadings and requests and even threats. Chris Kumekucha, you must, and I don't care if your offer has ended, you must. I must, or else what? I'm telling you, we have a problem in Kenya, with our younger generation. I don't know where we went wrong as parents. But people, let me just leave it at that. They don't know how to ask politely. Anyway, I'm making this very important, very sensitive book available for a short time. So go for it if you missed it. And if you want to avoid being fooled by clever propaganda. Details on your screen. Now let's go right back into our topic for today. Now, just before I came in to record this particular show, Hezron pointed out a very interesting video featuring his hero. His hero, of course, is Francis Atwoli, the Kotu boss. Now, I'm sure some of you already have seen that video. It's on YouTube. It is a press conference Francis Atwoli had yesterday. And to be honest with you, I didn't believe what I was hearing. At the beginning of that press conference, Bwana Atwoli advises Kenyans on how to deal with violent foreign investors who are caning Kenyans. He advises Kenyans to gang up and fight back and to give those foreigners a thorough beating. He advises that they should burn the factory, burn the shop, burn whatever business premises where they're being assaulted. And Atwoli says he'll provide the lawyer. What? What is Mzee Atwoli smoking these days? I mean, this Mzee even said, kama ningekuwa hapo, ningechapa ngumi hapa, ningempatia head. Meaning that he would have head-butted. What? Anyway, later on, in the same video, Atwoli speaks facts that I can agree with. And he asks Kenyans to focus on the real issues in this particular story. That somebody who was in cabinet with a very dodgy background is later accused of forgery. Forging the signatures, very important high-ranking officials, including the CS Defense. Now, of course, my very good friends from Team Tangatanga will immediately write off this thing. They're immediately branding it politics, saying that Echesa is a DP Ruto man and therefore is being victimized. They are saying a case has been created against Rashid Echesa. Now, let me say something. I'm a very firm believer in a person is not guilty until proven guilty. Indeed, sometimes innocent people are proven guilty. That is true. And I can tell you firsthand from the things I've seen happen in our country called Kenya. And so, it is possible, I'm not saying it happened, but it is possible that somebody could have planted this complainant because there's a complainant, somebody who lost a lot of money. So yes, it is possible to have even planted that foreigner, and set up somebody for a deal like this one, knowing what you are going to do in the end. However, even if that is true, we still come back to the question of the character of a person. Let me give you a good example. You can decide to set up a blogger. You don't like what they're saying. You don't like the videos they're making. So you set them up. And you lure them into the trap with money. Big money. And you do this, because anybody who sets out a plan like this one must do some research. So you find that this blogger really loves money. They're after money. At the end of the day, while it is true that you set them up, one still has to ask about the character of that particular blogger. How did he get set up like that? This weakness in that blogger that made this plan work so well, is it the kind of weakness you want in them? Somebody who you're relying on for information, which you believe is true. You're relying on them to give you inside information that you cannot get anywhere. And this is exactly what I'm trying to say about Bwana Rashid Echesa. The character of a man. And don't get me wrong, no human being is perfect. However, there's some certain traits you expect in somebody who was a cabinet secretary, which you would not expect in somebody else, maybe just a Nairobi businessman. Now, the shocking thing I promised you, back in the 90s, I became a close friend of somebody who was very influential in the Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi think tank. He was a senior member of Moi's think tank. My wife at the time befriended his wife. And these family visits, you have to be there. So we started talking, and that's how it started. And the guy's lifestyle made me very curious. Because this week, he would be flashing with cash. The next week, he would be broke. And when I say a lot of cash, I'm not talking about a few thousands or a few millions. I'm talking about real, serious cash. And I'm a very good listener. And I don't forget what you said yesterday, or last week, or last year. And so one day, when he was very drunk, and I used to drink those days, so I was also drunk, he told me a story that solved the mystery. And I knew how he used to make his money. He told me that State House is a very big place, and there are many, many rooms in State House. And so, what people used to do, not just anybody, people who are close to the administration, close to the former president, what they used to do was to invite people to State House. Asians, rich investors, people looking to make big, big deals with the government. And they would sit with those people right inside State House, in a room. And deals would be made, contracts signed, cash exchanged. Oh, as you know, the president is very busy. But don't worry. We have this thing taken care of. And in those days, at least, if you went into State House and you paid somebody money and they conned you, where would you report? Where would you dare report that I went to State House and I paid somebody money and that person has conned me? Unasema nini? Unasema Moi alikon wewe? Toa viatu, toa mshipi, ingia hapa. The long and short of what I'm trying to say is that these deals were foolproof. There was no way you were going to be prosecuted for fraud. And if we are to believe this Echesa case, it would seem that the office of the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya is beginning to look like the State House of the 90s. In those days, if you are deep inside Kano, if you are a firm supporter of Kano, you were invincible. You were untouchable. You could do anything and get away with it. And to be honest, I don't believe for 1 minute that Moi didn't know what was happening in the State House. But this is Kenyan politics. You have to keep your handlers happy. You have to keep those people surrounding you happy. And you can't give them money personally from your pocket every day. And so, if they can find a way to make money, by virtue of their access to your official residence, so be it. I believe that is what the case was then. And if there's any iota of truth in what Rashid Echesa is being accused of, then Kenyans need to start getting very worried. If it is true, it could be telling us, it could be giving us a glimpse of what a future State House would look like. The kind of deals that would be going on inside there. if the Echesa story is true, because I want always to be balanced. But these days, I want to say it also as it is, without pulling any punches or holding anything back, because this is the future of our country we're talking about, and that is very serious. More so for those of us who worry a lot about our children and our great-grandchildren and future generations, about the kind of Kenya we're going to leave behind for them. Until next time, this is Chris Kumekucha.